All right, today we're going to go behind the walls, under the floors, and really uncover a kind of hidden war. And to really get what this battle is all about, a battle that's happening in pretty much every home, we're going to look at a place where the fight is, well, it's at its most extreme. So let's just dive right in.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think is your home's greatest enemy? I mean, is it bad weather, pests, maybe, I don't know, time itself? The real answer, though, it might be something you've never even thought about. It's this invisible force. But man, you can definitely feel its effect.
See, it's this silent, constant war being waged right inside your home's very bones. It's a battle between your plumbing and the environment all around it. And this conflict, it's happening 24/7, whether you realize it's going on or not.
You know, most of us, we only think about our plumbing when something obvious goes wrong, right? But that dripping faucet, that's not the actual problem. Think of it more like a distress signal. It's a visible sign of a much, much bigger hidden battle.
Okay, so these are the warning signs. You can think of them as reports from the battlefield. Slow drains, a water bill that's suddenly way too high, or maybe even a weird warm spot on your floor. Each one of these, it's a clue that your home is under assault from forces you just can't see. They're not just little annoyances. They're symptoms of a much deeper struggle.
Now, to really wrap our heads around this war, we're going to go to a place where the fighting is, well, it's especially intense. I'm talking about Scottsdale, Arizona. Its unique mix of extremely hard water and that shifting desert soil makes it the perfect case study. Out here, the invisible enemies are totally supercharged, and you just can't deny their effects.
So in Scottsdale, the battle is really being fought on two fronts. From the inside, you've got this chemical assault from what we're calling hard water, the silent invader. And then from the outside, you have the physical assault of shifting soil, the unseen force. So you've got one attacking your pipes from the inside and the other attacking them from the outside. It's a pincer movement, really. So what exactly is hard water? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's just water that's loaded with dissolved minerals, mostly calcium and magnesium. And as that water flows through your home, it leaves those minerals behind. It creates this rock-hard coating, we call it scale, on the inside of your pipes, your fixtures, your appliances. And over time, this buildup literally, and I mean literally, chokes the life right out of your plumbing.
And the second enemy? It's the ground itself. Yeah, the soil. See, expansive desert soils like adobe clay, they expand like crazy in the summer heat, and then they contract when it gets cold. This constant movement puts an immense amount of physical pressure on the water lines buried underneath your home. It's literally squeezing them, pulling them, bending them, until eventually they just break.
Okay, so you've got a chemical attack from the inside and a physical attack from the outside. So what does it actually look like when these forces start to win the war? Let's break down the anatomy of a home plumbing failure.
This chart really visualizes that slow, creeping damage from hard water. I mean, look at this. In year 1, a brand new pipe has full 100% flow. But fast forward to year 20, after 2 decades of that mineral buildup, that flow can be cut by more than half. This is the hidden reason for low water pressure, and it's exactly why your appliances are forced to work so much harder, often failing years before they're supposed to. And here's what's happening below ground. First, the soil shifts, and that puts a ton of stress on the pipe. Then all that pressure causes a crack, and sometimes it's just a tiny little pinhole. Water starts to escape completely undetected, and it slowly washes away the soil that's supporting your entire foundation. This can lead to absolutely catastrophic structural damage. A disaster is literally unfolding right under your feet, and you'd have no idea. Oh, and if your home is a bit older, well, there's another hidden enemy lurking. I'm talking about galvanized steel pipes. They were the industry standard for a long time, but they corrode from the inside out. Hard water just eats away at their protective coating. This releases rust into your water, you might see that brownish color, and it creates these weak spots that can suddenly just burst, spraying water all inside your walls. I know, it sounds pretty grim, right? But here's the good news. For every single one of these attacks, there's a modern counterattack. The technology for fighting this hidden war has become just incredibly sophisticated. Plumbers now have this powerful defensive arsenal. And the first line of defense? It's simply better materials. So instead of that rigid, corrosion-prone galvanized steel, the modern solution is something called PEX piping. It's engineered to be totally immune to corrosion from hard water. And get this, it's flexible. So it can absorb all that stress from shifting soil instead of just cracking under the pressure.
It's a material that was literally designed to win this specific battle. The same thing goes for dealing with those clogs from mineral buildup. The old method, the drain snake, it really just pokes a hole through the blockage. But the modern method, hydrojetting, uses super high-pressure water to scour the entire inside of the pipe clean. It restores it back to its original full flow capacity. See the difference? One's a temporary patch, the other is a real long-term solution.
But how do you find an enemy you can't even see, like a slab leak? Well, you use technology that basically gives you superpowers. Plumbers now use these amazing acoustic sensors to literally listen for the sound of water escaping under concrete. Then they use electronic tracers to map the exact location of the pipe. All this allows for surgical repairs without having to demolish your entire floor. It's pretty incredible.
All right, so we've seen how this whole war plays out in the extreme environment of Scottsdale. But what does any of this mean for you, wherever you happen to live? The reality is, every single home is in a constant battle with its local environment. Sure, in Scottsdale, the enemies are hard water and shifting soil. But in colder climates, it's that freeze-thaw cycle that bursts pipes. In really humid areas, it's the constant moisture that makes everything corrode faster. The enemies might change depending on where you are, but the war is always the same. So the final question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you know all about this hidden war being fought inside your walls and under your floors, is your home winning?